Guys, what is up? Welcome back to Breakout Trading. It is day 31 of the Trade Zero account, and we are green on the day today, trading mostly CBAT. As you can see, we took quite a few trades on this, which I'll be going over. Unfortunately, I ended up missing out on this little end-of-day squeeze here. I actually stopped trading after I exited this position about an hour and a half before market close, so I didn't actually capitalize on this, but it's a pretty nice move. And I'll be going over CBAT in a moment here. But what I wanted to talk about first is, if you notice these videos, I have good green days. I'd like to think, I do. Like it's in my TraderView stats right here. I have good green days. If you look at my my P&L, so this is for. Since this account started, so September 29th, I've been numbering the videos. We're on day 31, which was this Monday here. And if you look on the actual trades, we're up like $326, which is pretty phenomenal. This is by far the best consistent growth I've ever had. If you look at the P&L curve, it's pretty much just a nice gradual incline with very minimal drawdowns. I'm increasing my max size like more and more often. Let's see here. This is the last 60 days or 30 so days. Every single day has been a nice green day, a no trade day, or like a smallish red day. So I feel like I'm on the right track. The most frustrating thing is that even though I'm technically in my trades up over $300, the account is barely growing at all, and that is because of commissions. I pay a lot in commissions with Trade Zero. It's $1 per ticket, and with the amount of trades I'm taking, the size that they are, sometimes just isn't really big enough to like outweigh the commissions. Like if I'm making $8 in a trade, I pay 2 of that to commissions, so it really eats out at my profits. Like today I took a ton of trades, so today's a bit of an exception. But right now, realized I'm up $48, but net profit I'm only up $25 because of all the commissions. So that is really frustrating, and that is part of the reason why I am sizing up. So as you'll notice in my trades, and as I keep doing these recaps, I'm kind of taking bigger and bigger position size. Like if you look right here, this is a $65 winner here on CBAT. Now this one I was a little bit heavy on, just because I had been watching this thing all day. I usually don't trade that heavy, but I was very, very, very like not certain, but I was very, very on one side that this move was going to happen after we had this big impulse move. But yeah, like a $65 winner, like those are the wins we need to start taking, and I took a 100 share position on an $8 stock, which I never do. So yeah, that's exciting. I feel like I'm in the process of sizing up. I feel like soon this issue of the commissions eating away at every single bit of my profits will be away, and I'm just going to keep doing the same thing that I did, because when I first started making these YouTube videos and trading, I was losing money consistently, and now I'm very consistently breaking even. So I think I just need to kind of increase size just a little bit more to get over that hurdle of the commissions and fees, and this account will finally start to grow. I haven't deposited or withdrawn anything, so we're paying commissions and for the platform fee, which was $79, and locate fees. And man, those fees just eat you up bad, especially when you aren't trading huge size like I am. So one of the biggest difficulties right now is the fees, to get around those for me. Alright, well anyways, let's hop into the actual recap. So SPY pretty much at all-time highs. I do the same thing I do every morning. I find all the leading gappers in the day and sectors that are hot, for example, like NIO, Workhorse, BLNK. EV sector has been hot for a very long time, so those I've kind of been watching, and also I look at what is gapping up on news and stuff. Those are also significant. You can see this is kind of like the watch list I make. So this is all EV stuff right here, and these are some gappers that I was watching. So yeah, like it's not that important, but so I'll start going over the trades. So if you look down here, these are all in chronological order, which I like. So my first trade of the day was on AHT here, and I lost 10 bucks. So AHT was gapping up on a treatment approval news. They had some sort of treatment that they were developing, and it got approved. So anyways, they were gapping up pretty good here. And if you look on the daily, they had some room up to about $5.30 or whatever. So you can see market opens here, a bit of a sell-off, and then I think my plan on this one, if I remember correctly, was just to kind of chase. I was just kind of chasing momentum. So I saw that it broke kind of above this pre-market highs here, and you know, it had nice strong volume. It had kind of like a red to green move. So I got long here, 50 shares, 25 and 25, and then the thing just pretty much tanked. I ended up kind of just stopping out when it broke below VWAP. It was a very uneventful trade right here. We broke below VWAP here after we failed to make any sort of actual push, and I just stopped out there for a $10 loss. So not a great way to start the morning, definitely not ideal. And this one I didn't really look at for the rest of the day. It kind of had like a floor here that it established in the morning, kind of came up to VWAP, didn't do much, and sold off during the day. And this stock actually had insane daily resistance. This is one of the reasons I did not want to actually trade it to the long side much more, is because if you look, we're on a weekly chart right now. All the way back here in 2008 and 9, we had this huge cluster of support way down here at like $6. The price then rallied massive off that all the way up into the 90s, and now we are way back down here, and we're actually below this support level and this recent one too that tried to make like a double bottom. So this technically looks absolutely atrocious. You can see that price last week kind of went up and tested that area, and yes sirree, it is resistance. So this is one of the worst charts you could honestly go long on I've seen in a very long time. Yeah, horrible setup to go long on. So my plan was definitely for a scalp for this, but as you can see, it didn't really work out. And that brings us to CBAT. My God, did me and CBAT go at it today. So CBAT is on a multi-day breakout right now. So I'm just going to show you the daily chart first, and then help make sense of this thing on a bit more zoomed out perspective. So CBAT is an energy stock, and it is in a sector that's very hot right now. So you know, the SPI short squeeze, like WWR. What's the other one I'm thinking of? The one that's squeezed like so hard. Oh, Wimby. There's one stock I can't think of it right now, but it's an energy stock that I tried to short and I lost like $100. But yeah, the energy sector is freaking hot right now. So if you look here, I have some crucial areas mapped out. So when we first started gapping up here last week, or I don't even know if it was last week, but it was a while ago, we had all this resistance here at $5 to get over. We blasted through that, and kind of the next big area I was watching is way up here from $10 to $12. We have this cluster of support and resistance, and this was my target for today. Even though this thing is insanely extended on a daily chart, as you can see, like this is pretty insane. You know, the trend is always your friend, and when there's volume and momentum, there's pretty much no limit to how high these things can go, especially when some shorts get trapped and they start to get squeezed out. Like it was apparent that there's some shorts trapped. Like if you shorted anywhere in this range, you're already down almost 2 times your short position, almost down 200% if you're still holding. So yeah, definitely some shorts getting squeezed out today on this, and right in the morning I kind of sensed that that might be something that's happening. This thing looked very poppy and very good to trade. So anyways, we had a pre-market high right there at just over $10, sold off, and then I will go into kind of my thought process while trading this thing. So what I'm going to do is go into a 1-minute chart, scroll all the way back to the open, and I'm going to walk you through all my processes on kind of like a zoomed in time frame, and then when I go through all the trades like that, I'm going to go through kind of like a more macro picture of what I was thinking too, because these charts really suck to zoom in and out, so I'm just going to do it zoomed in first. So anyways, boom, we have our initial morning high right here at 850. Oh yeah, and then right down here is actually an area that I decided to go long. I just said I would go do the intraday first, but I got to do this. So on Friday, you can see the high here was at $7, and look at how close we came back down to testing $7 today. So this is the high Friday. We opened up slightly above that price action on Friday, and you look at how we just floated right down here, and bloop, I just noticed this little pop right off here, and I figured, well, hell, I may as well go long with the stop loss under 7 because the stock's in play. You can see it's got a huge range. It actually, if you look here, it broke above that $5 high here, so we're kind of breaking out of this area and we broke out on Friday, excuse me, and looking for some continuation. So I went ahead and got long right there. Looks like 30 shares while we were just slowly climbing up, and I ended up selling those 30 shares right there when we popped over VWAP quickly. So that was the first trade on CBAT, the first of many. Wow, these charts really suck for going over. They're good for trading, but they suck. Oh yeah, so I entered in 30 here. I sold 15 here. I was looking for some sort of continuation, but the thing just kind of rolled over back below VWAP, which is that green line, and I sold the other 15 there. So that trade in total netted us $10. So at that point, we were pretty much break even on the day, not including commissions from that AHT loss. So right here, I go get long again when we reclaim VWAP. Looks like I got long here, 25 shares. I'm looking at right here, if you guys can see. So that was the first losing trade, the first winning trade on CBAT. Now this is the second winning trade. So just a nice long right here, 25 shares, and selling it when we broke over this pivot high here. We popped our heads over that, and I went ahead and sold that for an $8 profit. And as you can see too, the volume's really starting to come in a bit, which is nice. We pull back, I buy in again, another 25 shares right there, looking for a bounce and a move up to the high of day. We consolidate, get a really nice move, and I sell that position once again right below the high of day, which remember is up here at 850, and that was another $10 winner. So I've made $28 in these trades so far, these 3 trades. So I think at this point I was green on the day. And as you can see, wow, look at that volume really coming in there. So it looks really nice. It pumps past the high of day, chops around a bit, and then on this drop here, I kind of stopped looking at it, honestly, because I figured it might have just made a false breakout, a false new high of day breakout, and sell off from here. So we can go ahead and mark that high as well, kind of the high. They're the most touch points on that line. So price falls back down, and then, no, it's not dead yet. Boom, we have another huge move. And then this, I wasn't paying attention, like I said here. I kind of didn't really think this one would move as much as it did today. But here we go, we're going again. So once we pop back above there, I go long again here, another 25 shares. And I'm hoping that it can hold this high of day area now as support and give us a move upwards. And it chops around a bit. And then we do end up getting a nice move upwards here, and I sell into the strength for yet another $10. So we've made $38 so far on all these trades, not including commissions, and I'm all out of my position here. And this thing has a really nice rip all the way up here to 1050. So the reason I have this 1078 marked off is this is the pre-market highs. So now I'll zoom out a bit here now that you saw those first couple morning trades. So now you can see that pre-market highs here, we pretty much came right up and tested that, and there's a lot of sellers here in front of that. And also remember that that $11 area is our resistance here on a really, really large time frame. All this area back in 2010. So I'll actually zoom in here to show you. So we came down, we tested this area, the one that we flipped right here. You can see this is support here, and resistance, 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 and we broke through that. So we're through that area, and then now the next area that I had marked out is You can see there's a bit of resistance here at this $11 area. We come up. This really is what made me see it. All this support here at 11, come down, and then this wick right here testing it as resistance before the sell-off. So that's the area, $11, $12 to be watching for sure, and that is why pre-market probably stopped there. And now right up here is pre-market resistance and that huge macro resistance. So we had a huge rejection off that. Lost a lot of our momentum here, and I foolishly, I kind of just, this one was like almost just an impulse, because there's been so many times where I do this strategy and it really works out well, and it's designed to be a very quick trade. You don't want to stay in this one for long. Where am I? Yeah, so we made our move up there, and then I just bought, they had this huge panic flush here, all the way from like 10.60 down to 9.60, so pretty much $1 in a minute. And I went ahead and went long right there for 25 shares here at 9.67, and I was hoping for a quick bounce up right back to the high of day and then maybe a sell-off, but the thing got really heavy, and you can see that there was lots of volume on that sell, and I was waiting, trying to wait for some sort of bounce. I thought it was going to come right here, and as soon as we sort of failed, I was watching the tape and the level 2 very closely. As soon as I kind of saw that we attempted to push, couldn't, I sold it there for a $6 loss. So overall, though, our trading on the day has been very good. We lost 10 initially, made 38 on the way up, and then gave back only about $6 on the backside, looking for a bounce that never came. Now, at this point in the day, I started to get really frustrated because I think I remember I was up like $25 on the day realized, like from my trading, but I remember calculating it and I was up like $8 because of after commissions, and I'm like, no man, F this, like I gotta increase my share size, because if I'm this right, like as you can see the trader view, like I'm doing something right, obviously, you know, like it's been like I know it's only been like 2 months, but like this is enough data to know that I know what I'm doing, and it's so frustrating because I feel like I'm trading well and I'm not getting rewarded for it because I'm just getting eaten absolutely alive by commissions. So after this trade here, I kind of did something bad. I got a little bit emotional-ish, and I started trading more and more things and sized up as well on the day. I'm just going to remove these lines. So after that losing trade, I realized that this was backside of the move, and I let this thing go. Obviously, the chart when I was trading it had like a million lines drawn where I thought there'd be potential support and resistance, but I'll just keep the chart naked for now while I'm explaining. So yeah, that was the front side of CBAT, and then after that I went over to ATHE because I saw that it was popping really heavy right here. So we kind of messed around in the morning, sold off, and we had this huge move, and this is a really stupid trade. I pretty much bought in right when we were at VWAP here, 30 shares, like long. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible entry. I realized I was being stupid as soon as I entered in, so I pretty much sold here for $1.20 profit because I was almost certain that this would happen. These moves I've seen time and time again. The big short squeeze right into VWAP area and above, and then trap all the longs and dump it on them. It happens over and over and over. You can see, look at this wick candle right here. Pretty brutal action. But I'm glad I got out for $1.20 profit. So I only lost $1, I guess, from a commission because it cost me $2 to trade this. Made $1, so we're down $1. Stupid, stupid trade. This is a stupid chart. This thing has nothing to offer for longs or shorts. Avoid this at all costs. And then I started to go back to CBAT because I was like, well, this thing, you know, this is a classic move as I've seen a lot of times where a stock has a huge move up, lunchtime consolidation, and then afternoon rip. So right here I started to get long again on this sort of consolidation, and I was using VWAP and this initial high of day here as my support level. So around 850 was the level that I had to hold, and I went ahead and got long here 50 shares. Well, actually, I think at first I was long 20 shares, and then we sort of made like this range, as you can see, right there. And on the breakout of this range, I thought we were about to go, so I added 30 shares right here. But you know, look at the volume; it's nothing crazy, and we immediately went right back into this this channel, which was bad. I was like, oh god, I'm probably just bought a top right there. So we're long right now 50 shares with like an average price of like 9.20. Not loving our position, and the thing starts to tank, and then this is so brutal. I forgot this happened. So it starts to come down, and I'll remove the initial high. My girlfriend just got home. Anyways, this is so brutal. So we're long here 50 shares, and then look where I stop out. I stopped out right here, right when we were testing the lows. Oh my gosh, this chart is impossible to go over. So I stopped out right here on VWAP because I was almost positive this thing was going to do test VWAP and then just dump super hard. I didn't want to get caught in that big dump. So I went ahead and sold right at the bottom, right at VWAP support and at that 850 initial morning high support. I wasn't really thinking the clearest at this point, and unfortunately that means I gave back all the gains I made on the front side. That $38 gave back the 6 of that here, and then the whole front side move I gave that all back in this one stupid trade and stupid stop out. I should have had a stop loss at least below VWAP. I don't know why I stopped out above VWAP. So stupid. Yeah, so $29 loss on that. And then I was, I think, slightly red on the day, and I was a little bit pissed off, especially because I stopped out right here, and then I saw this candle. And as soon as it reclaimed this range, I knew that I was pretty sure it was going to go. I also was watching this line here, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this thing looks like it really wants to go now, and I'm so stupid. I stopped out right at the bottom. Oh yeah, before I go over the last trade, I'll go over, so as I was stopped out of that, I saw Workhorse. Now, Workhorse was in a very nice bullish pennant right here. So I saw that we popped up. There wasn't really news or anything, which was weird, and might have been a red flag, but I'll show you another chart that shows you got to take these setups. Yeah, so right here is a perfect little bull pennant, great R to R. Had my stop loss right here under 20, bought the little breakout. It had a bit of a move up. I wasn't up much. I was up like $5 here, and then it rolled over, and then stopped me out down here for a $10 loss. Not that upsetting at all, actually. I'll take that trade again because sometimes this is what happens. So remember that? Well, look at what happened with Solo today. Exact same setup. Oh, actually, no, it wasn't Solo. It was BL and K. So pretty much the same thing as I just went over. We were in this really nice flag formation on Solo, or I mean BL and K. And I remember it was right here, and I was like, well, damn, I could take a long right here with a stop loss right under VWAP. You know, if it dumps down on me, that's it, easy loss. But if you look on the daily here, we're making a bit of an ascending triangle formation with this flat top here at like 11:30 that it could break out of if it gets through the high of day right here, which is exactly what it did, and it absolutely ripped. And unfortunately, I was kind of AFK when this was happening. But like I said, when those setups present themselves, you definitely got to take them because sometimes they turn into that, and other times they turn into that. So, you know, overall that was a good trade, a good stop out, and I don't regret that. Yeah, so that was a $10 loss. So we lost $40 in like a very short time frame. So we were up in the morning on the front side of this, and then gave all of it back, and I was a little bit upset. And then I was like, no, F this. I'm sick of giving all my gains up to commission, so I'm just going to go in heavy here. So as soon as this reclaimed the range, remember there's this here, and we have a high here. So as soon as we got back into this range, right here, I went long 50 shares, and I was waiting for some sort of confirmation to make me add the other 50, and we broke above a 1 minute candle high, so I added another 50 here. So I was long 100 shares, a very big position for me, with a stop loss right under VWAP risking $52. And yeah, we are long at average price of about $9.02, and long and behold, the thing starts ripping, and we scaled out, I think, 70 shares here. I took it all off pretty quick just because it was a pretty big position for me. Yeah, scaled out 70 shares here, then sold another 15 here, held the last 15 for this move up here, and sold just below $10. And that was it. That was a fantastic trade that made $65. That was a $65 trade. One of my biggest trades ever in day trading, which is pretty awesome. I definitely feel like I'm on the road to sizing up, which feels great. Yeah, this thing ended up kind of rolling over below the previous high of day here, right there. And then like I said at the start of this video, I kind of missed the afternoon squeeze. But we'll see if this thing has anything in store tomorrow. I don't really love how we're right in this this zone here. You know, I don't love that. I don't really think that this thing has much more juice left in it. It's made an absolutely massive move off its lows. Let's see how far it's gone. Yeah, so like a 1,200% move. So we'll probably leave this one alone tomorrow. I'll keep it on my little list here. But yeah, we booked a nice win today, I guess, even though, you know, it was a bit of a roller coaster day, you know, up good in the morning. But I got to increase my size on these moves because I could have just been done in the morning. I could have been up like 50, 60 bucks in the morning and then not had to deal with any of this bull crap throughout the day. So yeah, we're on our way. You know, these are bigger trades than I usually take. I rarely have a $65 winner. So I'm very happy with my performance here. So yeah, good way to start the week, up 24.54. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.